Ahoy art crew! I'm Sarkasik and I'm gonna show you what's inside this month's art box. So let's get started. Okay, so first of all we have some paper, then acrylic markers, fine liners, we have a brush, we have two pencils, one HB pencil and the other one is an 8B pencil. The markers come in two different thicknesses. We have one's a 2mm tip and then we have the colors in 4mm. There are also some extra tips which we're not gonna use today, but they're super handy when your tip is fuzzy or breaking down, so you can just change them and use them clean again. Then I'm using this plastic palette to show you how to water the acrylic markers down if you want to use it like that. I'm also using some tape that you can get in the supply store. I just tape down my painting so it's fixed and has clean edges and doesn't move anywhere when I'm painting on it. But that's not necessary and you can just decide if you want to use something like that or not. So the paper in the box has a smooth and a textured side. I already sketched down my painting on the textured side. I'm just gonna tape it down, fix it and then start painting. For the sketch I used the HB pencil. It's light and erasable if you don't push on the paper too hard. And just to show the comparison, when you use the 8B pencil, it's a very dark and pigmented pencil, so I'm gonna use it for structures just later. Okay, so if you're happy with your sketch and you have prepared everything, then we can start to activate the markers because they can't be used right away. As you can see, the tip is still white and doesn't write at all, so we first need to shake them up very well so the pigment and the fluid inside can mix up and form a nice paint, acrylic paint coverage. And then we need to push down on the paper a few times to activate the paint so it comes actually through the tip. Okay, so now I'm gonna do this for all the markers and mix them up and activate them. Please be patient if it doesn't work in the beginning. You really have to shake them very well so you don't get a watery acrylic paint, but a very nice deep and covered paint. Another way of using the acrylic markers is to pump a little bit of the paint onto a non-absorbable surface like this plastic palette, because then you can use, for example, a brush and water and water the paint a little bit down, create washes and just use it a little bit like watercolors. But also to have the possibility to create fine brush strokes with it. Okay, so far so good. That's everything we needed to get actually started. I'm just gonna decide on which color I want to paint first, and I think it's gonna be orange, and then I'm gonna just block it in nice and slowly with the tip or also with the brush so it's has cleaner edges. And then I'm gonna just wait until it dries in between so the colors don't mix up with each other. If that's what you're going for, go for it, try it. Just keep in mind to don't mix up the colors on the tip of the markers themselves, because otherwise you will get dirty colors in the process, which you don't want. But if something like this happens, you can always change the tip of the markers, so don't worry. Now I'm going in with the peachy color for the background, and I'm using the brush for this because it's a very big area, so it's just gonna be a little bit quicker than to just draw it with the very fine tip from the marker. If you do use the brush, then remember to pump the excess paint from the marker onto something that is non-absorbable, like for example a credit card, or if you have some leftover plastic package from sweets like me, or a plastic palette, that is actually perfect. Now I'm just finalizing and blocking in the other two colors that are left, blue and the turquoise. And I'm also leaving some blank space because I want to use the fine liners that we got in the box to create a little bit of structure. And you have to keep in mind that if you use the fine liners on top of the acrylic markers, they will absorb into the color. So if you want very clear color as it is from the fine liner itself, you need to leave a blank space. When you're ready blocking in your colors, then take the fine liners and you can either create structured color shapes, which I did on the yellow swoosh you can see there, or you can just make dots right onto the acrylic markers. You can make stripes, you can go super wild on patterns. Just remember that they will absorb into the acrylic paint itself, so if you want a very nice and distinct color, just leave out some blank space so you can work into it, and then go and take the black pencil and just add some more details, add some more patterns, go over it, some more structure. The pencil is very grainy, so you can add another touch to your painting or leave it if you don't want it and you want to have it very smooth. I'm super excited to see what you come up with, and remember, it's always better to be done than perfect, so just feel very free, creative, and try something out, experiment with the materials you got in the box just to get a little bit more comfortable in your art style. Now for some classic peel porn. I have another tip for you. If you actually fixed your painting down with tape or with washi tape and you feel like the tape isn't coming off very nicely and it's destroying the paper, then just take a hairdryer and dry over the tape for a few seconds. It will get warm and the glue inside it will activate and get very fine again, so you can just easily rip it off without destroying the paper. So this is the final illustration I did. I had a lot of fun trying out the materials, and I hope you got inspired by this video and that it helped to understand the markers and the fine liners and how they interact and how you can use them. So feel free to use them in any way you want, and I really do hope that you enjoy the process. Thank you for watching.